If I'd have did this episode, it would have been a lot better. Would have been a little bit better.
That's very good. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Inside the Video Store. Anniversary episode, so we have a brief anniversary guest because Gaz has literally just turned up to rent a video as I'm closing, so I thought he may as well sit in. And we can go through the fresh produce section together.
Ooh, nice.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Thing is,
First time.
Gaz has no idea what's there, so.
I don't, apart from the top one.
Apart from the top one, which is Wicked Little Letters. You heard about that?
I haven't actually, no. No.
It's a comedy mystery, British comedy mystery. True story, set in the little village of Littlehampton during the suffragette movement in the 1920s.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's
and
cool.
There's an anonymous writer who keeps on sending the residents of the village abusive and offensive letters. That
sounds hilarious.
It does.
That sounds great.
It's a comedy. It's great.
That's brilliant. Is that Olivia Colman as well?
It is, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, yeah.
So
That's great.
I'm going to take this tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I am. But yeah, it should be great. It's also interesting because this started at the cinema on the 23rd of Feb. And it's come to DVD this week. That's an 11-week gap.
Right, okay.
Yeah, remember when films used to take...
Yeah, 11 months.
Well, yeah, they did used to take
I know, exactly,
a long time. So to get a film taking 11 weeks, it's quite exciting.
Who directed it? I
do not know. Should we look?
Yeah.
I think we might need our glasses.
I've got mine in.
Oh. It's Thea Spatter then. Thea Sherrick. I'm not
familiar with. So that's Blu-ray and DVD?
It is Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
And DVD on that one. Which
Excellent.
Is really exciting. So yeah, big film now. Lots of anticipation from customers. They're looking forward to it. So that one should fly. Next up we have The Last Kumite. Did you know what a Kumite was?
Kumite, yeah, of course, yeah, battle, yeah, in terms of martial arts.
I had to spend half an hour
before
researching what a Kumite was and also how to pronounce it.
Really? Kumite? Oh no.
And if I hadn't have said that, you wouldn't have been none the wiser.
I've been involved in many Kumite.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I have.
Wow.
Yes, I have, because of my martial arts background.
Well, you are a black belt.
Yes, I am. I'm the Kung Fu Kid, as they say.
Anyway, Last Kumite is directed by Ross Clarkson, who I had the pleasure of being on the phone to for 40 minutes. About 4 years ago, because we were doing a booklet for Replicant with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah.
Van Damme was the best man at Ross Clarkson's wedding.
Was he?
He was. And yeah, the last thing he said when we signed off the phone conversation was, I'd love to do more action, but in the age of digital, I'm a bit of a forgotten man. So it's nice to see he's doing more action, which is really exciting. I mean, look at the casting. I've got Cynthia Rothrock.
Oh, nice.
Billy Blanks.
Right.
You've got Matthias Hughes. You've got a whole host of brilliant stars from the 80s, including a title song by Stan Bush. You know Stan Bush?
No, who's that?
He did a Transformers song, You Got the Touch.
I don't remember that.
They did it in Boogie Nights. Mark Wahlberg performed it in Boogie Nights.
Did they?
Yeah, it's like the most...
Talking about Michael Bay Transformers, yeah.
No. Transformers the cartoon in 86.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, okay.
But you should listen to that song because it's the most earworm piece of power pop you can ever imagine.
Amazing.
But this looks great. Looks like really old school kung fu film, homage to Bloodsport.
I was just going to say Bloodsport. Right. Kickboxer and all that.
Yeah. So that looks fantastic. So
that's good.
I probably should have got more than that, but anyway.
The Last Kumite.
Should be good. Then we have The Settlers.
The Settlers.
Set in Chile.
So this is a movie title, right?
It is.
Right.
Foreign
language?
It is.
Okay.
I think in part. I know there's a Scottish actor in one of the lead roles.
So it's still foreign language.
Very good. Should have you every week. You're funny. People don't like my jokes. But yeah, it's billed as a revisionist western.
Oh, right, okay.
Revisionist western.
Right.
It's a Chilean entry for the Oscars, set in 1893, and the backdrop to it is kind of the genocide of an indigenous people.
Right. Oh,
so
I see.
Yeah,
right.
not very cheerful. We could get very political on that. But
do you have much in the chili section?
I don't know, it's a bit cold.
This is why I do the jokes.
Chili. No, I don't, to be honest. The mic can't get me here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, stuff like No, Post-Mortem, Gloria. But no, not massively.
It's not huge, is it? No.
It's not huge.
Um,
But yeah,
it's interesting.
I haven't had much in from South America for quite some time. I did the other week, actually got an Argentinian film in.
All right.
Arthur's Whiskey is the next film. Nothing to do, sadly, with the film you like, which is the Ken Loach film, which is
The Angel's Share.
Angel's Share. That's a great film.
I love that film. It's great.
Amazing. This is about a whiskey. Well, according to IMDb, this is the IMDb synopsis. Okay. 3 elderly ladies drink a whiskey that makes them younger, and that's it.
So it's an elixir.
See, that's the word I didn't want to say.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't pronounce it. The Guardian called it enjoyably middling, which is See, it's Diane Keaton, it's Patricia Hodge, it's Lulu. It doesn't scream. Oh, and a special appearance from Boy George as well.
What?
Yeah.
It's getting better every time.
Are you going to rent it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one.
Don't lie.
I might take a pass on it. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks absolutely terrible already.
It does, actually.
You never know. It might be alright. So that's all the brand new films in. Then we've got some exciting boutique Blu-rays, including Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker.
Look at that. That looks great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
This is out this week from Severin. A famous UK video nasty is, of course, the Oedipus-style story, although psychosexual sounds a bit more compelling, about an orphaned high school boy who is raised by his overprotective aunt. There's a murder, blah, 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 blah. It's a very, very good film. It's acclaimed for its positive portrayal of a gay character, and in the UK, of course, it was deemed a video nasty, so this is its first official release. 88 films were desperate to release this a couple of years ago, but unfortunately, the Code Red guy was alive. No, sorry, I don't mean unfortunately he was alive. I mean, unfortunately, because he had such a tight grip on the rights, Bill Olsen, he just wouldn't let 88 license the film, but thankfully now Severin have got their hands on it, and have put it out in this lovely 4K UHD / Blu-ray dual format edition.
It's great artwork that as well, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah, I like that. Like a bit of that. 2 Warner Archive films in this week. Only one has arrived so far, which is Passage to Marseille with Humphrey Bogey. Yeah, it looks great. Directed by Michael Curtis, kind of like the Casablanca combo. And yeah, that looks great. The other one that hasn't come in was Santa Fe Trail, but that should be in next week.
Is that the first Blu-ray copy of that?
It is.
Ever been released?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good film.
Brilliant. Good. Yeah. And that was Fresh Produce.
Fresh Produce.
Okay, I got some out on loan films. I know this is your favourite section of the show, to be nosy, because we all like to be nosy, don't we?
We love being nosy.
Because the first thing you do when you come in is look on the counter to see what people have been renting.
Everybody knows we're nosy.
Voyeurs, we are. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, anyway. Let's have a look. Shooting Fish went out this week. You ever seen it?
Never seen it. I know it's really embarrassing because I know it's one of those films. Was it late 90s or early 2000s?
It was late 90s.
It was late 90s, yeah. So it was around about that time that everybody was, all my friends were buying films and saying, "Oh my god, have you seen this? Have you seen this? I bought it," and everyone had copies of DVDs back then, which is why you always end up with so many.
Yeah. Well, it was 97, kind of like just the back end of that Four Weddings glut of things, and it kind of died in the wake of that. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
No one really. Certainly, no one's really referenced it since. It's got a great cast. I mean, you've got Stuart Townsend, Kate Beckinsale, Peter Capaldi.
Right, okay, yeah, he's great.
It never really. But yeah, great to see it going out today anyway, which is.
Is that Kate Beckinsale?
It is.
Oh my god, so she had short hair in that.
She did, yeah.
Almost unrecognisable.
But it's a really good film as well. It's a genuinely good film.
It's
terrible.
It's
not like a sort of average British thing, but it's pretty good as well. Pedro Almodovar. We like a bit of Pedro.
Right.
Yeah, big Pedro section behind us there.
That's right, yeah. Huge.
And actually Steve came in today. That's what Steve rented this week.
Oh, did he? All right, okay, yeah. That's interesting.
That's
so
good.
you took that, yeah.
He did, yeah.
And ask him what you thought.
It's going to be really lost on you, all these names of customers that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
But we don't care. Rob came in to rent Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down.
Rob, all right, okay.
which is great. I think it's for his wife. But
Okay.
we like a bit of Almodovar
do?
always, and it's great to see some of his collection going out. This is interesting. We mentioned Gregoraki the other week, and a couple of young kids taking his films out. So another one has gone out this week. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Totally up.
Yeah. It's really great because a young lady brought Dogville back.
Dogville.
Dogville.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen
right.
Dogville?
No, I did see it a while ago, and I've got a feeling that I fell asleep when I was watching it.
Right, yeah.
And I haven't. I've still got. I've got a copy of it.
Have you?
Yeah, I've just never seen it. Yeah, never seen it all the way through.
You see, she brought it back, and she apologised. Like, I'm really sorry, I've had this ages. It wasn't that long, about 3 weeks. And she said, I could only make it through 50 minutes. And she said, I'm officially done with Lars von Trier.
Oh, right, is that it?
That was it.
Is that relationship over?
She said, yeah, I'm officially done with Lars von Trier.
And it was Dogville that did it.
It was Dogville that did it. She said, that's it. It's done. It's over. No more. I cannot watch another Lars von Trier film. And it was Dogville that did it.
And yet she'd gone through. What? She watched all the others.
She watched Nymphomaniac and,
Really?
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
And,
So she got through Antichrist. She couldn't watch Dogville.
yeah, but that shows you, doesn't it? You know.
My God.
Yeah, it's not competition.
No. Well, yeah. This is it.
But yeah, I couldn't get through Dogville either, so I had every sympathy with her.
Right. Okay.
So yeah,
I still haven't seen it, so
Haven't you?
no. I'll have to. I do have a copy of it, so I will watch it and find out what this, what all this like reticence is about.
Indeed. So that's the Gregoraki film. Another one from Rob, actually. He's heavily featured on this show. God's Own Country, which is a great entry in the queer cinema section.
Okay. Yeah.
Very popular, and this is one of the best. Kind of a Yorkshire-based love story, which is amazing, to be honest. Came out a few years ago now. But yeah, really, really good film, and great to see it still renting heartily. This is from a guy, I don't think you've met him yet, but he comes in every Saturday morning and he rents the craziest assortment of films. I'm really envious.
Really?
Yeah, young
That's
guy,
good.
and yeah, really good. But he was going on about Jem Cohen. He's a big Jem Cohen fan. And it just triggered in my mind, I had a copy of a film called Museum Hours. Ever seen it?
No, never.
You ever heard of it?
No, never heard of it.
To be honest, I'm not surprised because no one has ever rented it.
I love that. You know that he came in and asked for that particular film or that particular
It's
filmmaker.
literally been on the film for 10 years. It's literally been on the shelf for 10 years.
Has it?
No one has rented it.
And whereabouts is it? What
It's
section
in
is
the
it?
Indies. Yeah.
Oh, it's in Indies.
Just kind of
Right.
stuck there, but it's got like one of those spines that doesn't really sell it to people. And yeah, just amazing, really.
Jem Cohen. I would never have thought to ask for a film
No,
by him.
because this guy that rented it is really obsessed by long sequences of films that don't really go anywhere. Sort
I
of
see.
that kind of observational stuff. He's been
I
really
see.
into.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the person he quoted, but he quoted a director and he said, you know, this person is like really high up on my agenda. And of course, Jem Cohen was another. And yeah, just brilliant to see
that's
something like that
interesting.
going up, which
Yeah.
even surprised me, which is
Yeah.
crazy. I have another newish couple at the moment going through Shinya Tsukamoto films.
Oh,
You
okay,
seen any of
yeah.
those?
I have seen a couple of
Have
them. Yeah.
Do you recall seeing
I
his?
don't recall Hayes. I've got a feeling that I have seen it. I've got a feeling I have.
I can't remember if you've seen it or not.
I've got a feeling. Something's telling me that was. I went through this phase of searching for the greatest one location films in the world, and I had a feeling that was one of the ones
I
that
think
I
you might be
researched.
right.
Yeah.
Because it is one location. It's 49 minutes as well.
Okay. Yeah. I've got a feeling that's one of the reasons why.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But,
I can't remember much about it. I'd have to revisit it.
Yeah, I think this is the last part of their quest. I think this is the last film they've got to watch. But yeah, really good selection. Lady Snowblood is next, which has been out twice this month, which
Really,
is weird.
I've not even heard of it.
Oh, really?
No. Who made it?
It's been put out by Arrow. It's directed by I do not know.
Right.
No, I don't know. All I know is it was heavily inspired Quentin Tarantino for Kill Bill.
Do you know what? It looks like a Quentin
Yeah,
Tarantino thing.
yeah.
Looks like something he'd like. Yeah.
So you got Lady Snowblood and Lady Snowblood Love Song of Vengeance.
Right, and it's
in
on an
there as
Arrow.
well.
It's from an Arrow title. Yes, that's really good. Yeah.
So that's out again, which is a big surprise. Then we're going back to this young guy who rented the Jem Cohen film. He wanted to rent Elephant because it's a brilliant film, isn't it?
Ah, amazing.
I mean, stunning film by Gus Van Sant.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of the things he mentioned. He drew on. He likes the way in Gus Van Sant films, Gus Van Sant can kind of just leave a camera, just kind of observational, kind of static. It's not always go, 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 go. It's very much a laid back pace to it.
Yeah.
So it's Desperately Elephant. I said Elephant is just terrific, just one of the best films ever. And of course, because he was hiring like 6 films, I said, well, take a freebie. I'm going to give you 0 Day.
Okay, yeah.
Because 0 Day is very much in that same vein as Elephant. Well, thematically, it's in the same vein as it does feature like alienated high school students.
Right. Okay.
And I remember watching it when it first came out, which is a long time ago, 2006, 18 years ago. I remember it being really affecting. I thought as affecting as Elephant.
Really?
But I haven't seen it since. So I was really cautious. Recommended it to him. So I thought, I don't know, but
I'll
see what he
thinks.
thinks. I'll see what he thinks. But yeah. So yeah, that is a selection of what's on loan. But what are you renting at the moment?
I'm going through a really exciting period of my life where I'm discovering, no, not discovering, actually, that's the wrong word, but I am going through a plethora of portmanteau films. Yeah, portmanteau horror films, let me just caveat that, because it has to be horror films, just because it's a genre that I love. And I've just been going through Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, which is amazing. And then prior to that, obviously, as you know, a couple of months ago, I went through Dead of Night, which is considerably considered one of the classics of the portmanteau, especially the wraparound story.
Yeah.
Because the wraparound story in that is absolutely incredible. And then I discovered this little documentary on television that actually pointed me in the direction of some of the others, and I thought, actually, yeah, that's great. I'm going to go on this little voyage of portmanteau horror films. And
So what are you taking tonight? What are you
taking?
So what?
From Beyond the Grave.
From Beyond the Grave.
And I'm also taking, which has a slightly different title on IMDb, but it's called Spirits of the Dead, which is Federico Fellini. Well, certainly the element of interest for this was Terrence Stamp section, and the Terrence Stamp section is reportedly supposed to be the pinnacle of this this portmanteau, and I'm not sure if all of them are Federico Fellini, but that one certainly is Federico Fellini, and all 3 stories in this collection are based on Edgar Allan Poe stories, so I'm really, really looking forward to that, especially the Terrence Stamp section, which is supposed to be excellent.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to bring it back to me. I don't think I've seen it. So I'm looking forward to what you think. But
yeah,
where do you think you'll go with this? Do you carry on for a while, or?
Yeah, because you just informed me that you do have a film called Quaidan, I think you pronounce it. Is it
Quaidan? Quaidan. Yeah. Part of the Masters of Cinema collection, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, no way. So you got it on special Blu-ray, have you?
I don't know. I think it has been upgraded to Blu-ray, but I might just have the DVD.
Right, okay.
I'll have to double check.
But Quaidan is one of those. I haven't seen it, but I've seen elements of it and snippets of it, and it's portmanteau again, but it's that typical J horror, which looks absolutely creepy as hell. And I'm really looking forward to that. So if anybody knows anything about Quaidan and can educate me, please feel free to comment, and I will read it and then watch it. Absolutely.
Let's get some portmanteau films recommended for Gaz.
Yeah.
Let's get some. Let's send him on his journey.
Hey,
packed with lots of portmanteau films.
I'm packed full of portmanteau.
You know, worst things to be packed with.
Absolutely.
Right. Anyway, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me in the chair
and
again.
I'll let you. You can have your films now.
First time I've been in the chair since episode 2. Look at that.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's exciting. Great, but yeah, I'll let you have your films now, and I won't deprive you any longer.
Thank you very much.
This is really savage, isn't it? The way you got to rent a film. No, you're not renting a film until you've sat down in that chair.
Sit your ass down.
What is in that box is one of my favourite little segments, to be honest. I'm particularly excited this week because, thanks to Gaz, by the way. That was nice of him to pop in. I'm particularly excited this week because everything is turned up at the last minute, which is really cool. So there's about 4 separate lots of stuff to go through. So let's have a look at the first delivery. Massive fan of Full Moon. I'll show you my extensive Full Moon section in a week or two, because that'll be that'd be quite interesting, I feel. Now, 2 of the classics have come out on Blu-ray. I know more recently a lot of them, the contemporary stuff has come out. It's things like Baby Oopsie and obviously the Demonic Toys spin-off. They came out on Blu-ray, but now it seems that Charlie's gone back to the classic Paramount days, the early days, 1990, 1991 time, or early 90s at least, to put some of the most wanted films out on Blu-ray. And these are the most wanted because I've been desperate to upgrade my 88 films DVDs, the Grindhouse Classics collection, was it? I forget, but yeah. So I've been desperate to upgrade those for a while, and finally I can, because we have Seed People, Peter Manoogian's Seed People. I like this. I know it has its knockers, but this is one of my favourite full moon films, because I think simply because it was just one of the first ones I saw. And as is often the way, it's the early stuff that you catch tends to sort of linger long in the memory. But yeah, I love Seed People. It's great fun. And secondly, we have Shadow Zone on Blu-ray, which is great. There's not many special features on these aside from the original Video Zone on Seed People. Shadow Zone is sadly devoid of extras, but they both look great. Danny Draven's remastered them. They look amazing. And of course, Shadow Zone is particularly cool for me because it's directed by one of my favourite filmmakers, a guy called Joe Cardone, or J.S. Cardone. Quick little aside, and I think Joe Cardone is the man responsible for my most expensive phone bill. I was doing a retrospective on the Schlock Pit on his entire career, because he has directed some amazing films that have just been virtually forgotten. Stuff like Black Day, Blue Night, for example. One of my favourite of the Sony sequels, 8mm 2, that was never going to be 8mm 2, but it kind of got, well, read the article. But yeah, anyway, I've got in touch with Joe, and he said, yeah, give me a call. And I had just swapped mobile phones. I hadn't activated the international calls bolt-on on my new mobile. So, 3 hours on the phone to Joe. And 2 months later, I got a bill for, I think it was £350 or something. But it was worth it because I got some great articles out of it. And I spoke to one of my heroes. So, such is life. So yeah, they're the full moon new releases, which is really exciting. I know they've just announced their Primeval, or the Primevals, David Allen's Primevals set for July, which is very exciting. I'm not going to spend £115 on a special edition. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, BFI have had this regular sale where they have 3 for £25. It can come in handy because BFI prices don't tend to fluctuate all that much. A lot of the time they can stick rigidly to £18-19, which kind of is a little bit prohibitive for me considering the potential rentability of it. But nevertheless, I got these on the 3 for £25, which is a steal of a price. And we have Out of the Blue, the Dennis Hopper film. I've been really getting into Dennis Hopper's directorial career recently, like with The Hotspot and also Catchfire, which I have the European import of. I think it's a French import, is it? But it's got both cuts. It's got the backtrack cut and it's got the Catchfire cut, which is effectively the theatrical cut and then Dennis Hopper's directorial cut. So that's a really cool addition. So yeah, Out of the Blue I haven't seen. Looking forward to it. Stunning Blu-ray from BFI, which is stacked with special features. So yeah, looking forward to that. Ken Russell always deserves more attention, and Valentino is one such film to do that. 77, big Ken Russell section over there, because I think he's really is one of Britain's prized filmmakers that probably doesn't get the acclaim that he is deserved. And then finally in the 3 for £25 on the BFI I got Young Soul Rebels, which has been on my list for ages and ages and ages, and I'm absolutely thrilled to get this movie in because it's such an important piece of British filmmaking. Excellent. Yeah, so that's Full Moon, that's BFI. Now this is a weird one. This kind of highlights the flaw in any video, so in any library. You know, you may think that you have conquered every aspect of films from the last 100 years. Certainly every aspect that is appealing to the masses. But there's always something that throws an absolute curveball in your direction. And I got that this weekend. A customer asked for 48 hours. 48 hours. I thought, yeah, go straight to it. It's not there. I thought, well, find a sequel. Another 48 hours. It wasn't there. Checked the database. Both weren't listed. And yeah, I've never had 48 hours in this store before. That's nuts. Nearly 30 years. Never had that film. One of the pivotal buddy cop films of the 80s. Never had it. So that's why I rely on customers so much to kind of check the database. And if they can't find anything, in store, let me know, because it'd be great to be a you know, big brained you know, person that can identify every missing aspect of what a video store should have. But ultimately there are gaps. There are always gaps, and some of the gaps are very alarming. So I know it's out on 4K, but I couldn't be bothered. 48 hours is in now, and as is the sequel, another 48 hours. So that's an alarming gap that is now filled, and then the person who asked for those can rent them. Now, I've got 4 deliveries here from Alibris, which have literally just landed at the store next door, which is called Not Just Fruit. And yeah, this kind of highlights the slight difference. I was talking to one of my friends on Twitter, I forget who it was, but I was saying that the best place to pick up Alibris films from is a place called HPB Movies in Texas, because they package them nicely. Really good packaging, nice bubble envelope, and the DVDs come in perfect condition. I spread it about a bit because HPB didn't have the titles I wanted, so unfortunately this has come in just your standard bag, which is a bit of a shame. It might be a bit hammered, but never mind. We have the tools to correct that. So if you excuse me, I'm going to see what I ordered about 4 weeks ago and see what's come in today. Very exciting DVDs here. What do we got? A rare David Dakota film I don't have. I've been after this for quite some time. It's sealed, which is nuts. It is Lurid Tales, The Castle Queen, directed by David Dakota, except it's under his, one of his many pseudonyms, Ellen Cabot. So yeah, that's great. There's one extra for my David Dakota film section. Still missing a couple. Still missing The Brotherhood 6. If anyone can source that for me, anyone sees that going second hand in any of your charity shops or a place like that, please let me know, because I've been desperate to complete my Brotherhood collection by Dakota, but I'm struggling. So if anyone sees that over in America, please buy it for me and I'll send you some money. But yeah, Lurid Tales, really cool to have that in. I've never seen it. It's one of Charlie's, Full Moon. So yeah, that is exciting. What else we got here? It's like Christmas, isn't it? But hot. Very hot. What do we got? Opening this in the most ass-backwards way. Okay, we're in. Okay. Yeah. A bit of Treat Williams and a bit of Jim Wynorski with Extreme Limits. I think this is it's a region 1, so unfortunately I can't be renting it, but I'm just trying to fill in a few of the Jim Wynorski gaps around about late 90s, early noughties, part of the whole action thing. And of course, just really cool to get anything with Treat Williams in, because really sad to see him die earlier this year or late last year. Hell of a blow. It's also written by Steve Latshaw, that film, who's a great screenwriter for that type of movie. Okay, let's open the first of two DVDs from this Texas company. This feels really weird. Oh, look at this. We have the old glass case, well, plastic case. Look at that. Countermeasures, directed by Fred Olin Ray. And the old plastic case. Look at that. I mean, that. If you're old like me, oh, see, that was the problem. You see, these cases were great. They looked awesome, but they were just completely and utterly no good in terms of longevity and durability. Because every time, you'd always get customers picking them up and slip out their hand, smash, gone. At least with the standard Alibris case, they are more robust. But this just isn't, is no good at all. I do have lots of ideas as well. I mean, other great as well on DVD. That was the kind of great thing that you used to get with the old DVDs. If you like that, try this. I mean, you know, who wouldn't want to pick up National Lampoon's Golf Punks with Tom Arnold? Yeah, maybe not. Some cool Lorenzo Lamas there. Brilliant. Daniel Bernhard. Fantastic. I'll be scouring that later. And yeah, countermeasures. Slightly broken, but still it's kind of nice to have it in that case because it preserves that old way of packaging DVDs. And finally, what have we got here? It's the old impossible to open style packaging. I do love ordering from this company. I know a few of you have tried it and I think they're great. I think absolutely great. Steal you can get some of these films from. Right, what have we got? Final one. Yeah. Bit of Madsen. Man with a Gun. One of the old 90s films I didn't have. It's a New Image film as well. We spoke about New Image last week, and those of you who are very eagle-eyed will know that everything I said was New Image was PM Entertainment, and everything I said was PM Entertainment was a New Image. But you know that, and I was just obviously drunk. But yeah, I do like a bit of classic era Madsen. We're talking before he started making 600 films a year. Reservoir Dogs through to maybe 01, 02, but this is, I think it's 95, I think. But yeah, great cast, Jennifer Tilly, Robert Loggia, and Gary Busey, which is a really decent cast. So yeah, I'll look forward to checking out Man with a Gun. And that completes a very tasty week of box opening. Moving on, we have the quiz result from last week. The missing film was one of my favourites, Celtic Pride. Boston Celtics. Yeah, Celtic Pride, which is really cool. I do like that film because I'm a Dan Aykroyd fetishist. We did have two winners, I think, but I think that one of the winners has won before. So for the sake of... Yeah, Jonah Fish, you have won before, but thank you anyway for entering. So for the sake of fairness, then the winner is Mitch Mars, 1965. Well done, you. Get in touch, send me some details, and I'll post you over some Roland Blu-rays, which is cool. I don't know if you're a Roland fan, but these will probably test your mettle to see whether you are or not. In terms of comments, Cinema Dave Media says, "Hi Dave, thanks for another great video. I love those Warner Archive titles and pick up as many as I can here in the US. I also like Smoke, along with Blue in the Face, which is great. I do love Smoke, and the guy that rented it and who brought it back, he absolutely fell in love with it. So yeah, really pleased. Another convert, and hopefully when the imprint Blu-rays come out, as Dave rightly says here, then I can upgrade my copies of Smoke and Blue in the Face and more people can rent it, because yeah, a pair of films that should be savoured." Stuart Holmes says, another great video, "Dave will guess Cemetery High for the quiz." Very good guess, Stuart. Unfortunately wrong. Cemetery High is down here in the Full Moon section, even though it's not a Full Moon film per se, even though it's branded Full Moon on the back. It's one of the old Empire movies. But no, unfortunately, Cemetery High is right down behind me in the full moon section. Film Wolf 478. Hi Dave, do you happen to have East LA Warriors in your direct-to-video section? That is a very good question. And the answer is yes. That was a pregnant pause, wasn't it? The answer is yes, I do. I've never seen it. But yeah, Film Wolf says you have to dig deep in the DTV pool to get to that, but come on in, the water's warm. It's way more of a drama involving Latino street gangs with a touch of the Karate Kid thrown in. I mean, what's not to love? With a guy who slaps around his girlfriend and they proceed to have a nauseating sex scene by candlelight. Not selling it, I'm afraid, Film Wolf, not selling it. But hey, as you say, that, folks, is PM Entertainment. But yeah, actually, might sneak that home tonight, because it sounds really cool. It's written by Raymond Martino, who, Raymond Martino had a thing with Anna Nicole Smith, right? Skyscraper. I believe he was the director who had an affair with her on the set of Skyscraper. Might be wrong. I don't think I am, because I've written about it at length on the Schlock Pit. Bear Wolf says that I do not follow IMDb anymore. I've moved over to Cover Art Judgment after listening to your advice. Thank you. Good advice it was. Lee comments, yet Lee didn't. I know everyone was waiting with bated breath on the edge of their sofa, but Lee didn't have the 3 German imports last weekend, unfortunately. He changed his mind. He did have Hardcover, the Tibor Takac film, but he had Drive, the Mark Dacascos film as well, and Out of Time with Denzel Washington, which I think is a really cool film. I was quite excited about him watching that, to be honest, because I remember watching it when it first came out, and I did like it a great deal. So I think Lee should be a very happy person when he comes back in at the weekend. Bumpers Movies, I'm loving your content, mate. I'm learning about films and getting recommendations, which is what it's all about. Going to check out a lot of those action movies. The 90s direct-to-video era of action movies is just second to none. Absolutely amazing. Kai says, absolutely love catching these video weekly. Always great to visit the shop and spend a few minutes geeking with Dave. We do geek. I do geek with Kai on a weekly basis, and it is very satisfying. But yeah, one of my great new customers who's just renting amazing choices of films. So yeah, but yeah, Kai is still looking for recommendations. He's after Bleak. Anything Bleak is his cup of tea. So please comment if you recommend anything. Obviously, he's seen the standards, Requiem for a Dream, Combat Shock, etc., etc. But if there's anything you think is an unheralded gem in the arena of Bleak, then please comment and let us know, because you'll be helping me out and you'll be helping young Kai out. Skulder22 says, I sometimes watch IMDb or Letterboxd ratings before the film, but I don't think I've ever let it influence my movie watching. Well done. Otherwise, I've missed out on a lot of pure cinema. Winky face. Yeah. Right, apparently Bill Hader called Salo the ultimate date movie. And it is. Yeah. Oh, balls. Skulder22, he guessed Celtic Pride as well. I missed that. Oops. Okay, Skulder22, you can win as well. I'll send you some free stuff that's lurking around somewhere. So drop me an address and I'll send you some stuff over. BM Squared says he owns US Seals 2 on a budget 4-in-1 set. They're great, those budget sets. And Graham Reed says it's wonderful to see some love for the works of Isaac Florentine. Very underrated and great with action scenes. Absolutely right. Isaac Florentine is one hell of a director. I don't think he's done a bad movie, in my estimation. Just a true tour de force with regard to action movies. Brilliant director. and I should probably have a section devoted to his work, to be honest, because that would seem fair. Graham guesses The Cell by Tarsum Singh. I think The Cell is lurking somewhere between genres, either in horror or sci-fi, one or the other. I don't think it belongs in either, but there it is. Let's have a think. What's up next? Blue Crown says Cement Garden for the quiz. No, sadly not. I don't think I've got the Cement Garden, fully enough, and I should do. And he asks if I would have any interest talking about the Agfa Blu-ray releases. Yes, I would. I think there was an issue. One of my lights has gone. There was an issue with the Agfa Blu-ray releases with 101, wasn't it? I think they decided to stop licensing them, so I don't think 101 are putting any out anymore. But a bit of a shame. But I didn't think they'd sell very well in this country. I might be wrong. I'm sure 101 will contact me and say, no, we sold 6,000 copies of Bat Pussy. But I don't think they did. Well, actually, I don't think they put it out. So yeah. But yeah, I've got about 45 Agfa releases. So yeah, we'll have to go through those maybe next week. That'll be really cool. And I can point out some of the best, because it is a stunning label and demands your attention because they're doing such great work. And yeah, Tom Jolliffe says about he's written a few PM-focused articles, and he got an email from Richard Pepin's daughter, which is lovely. And yeah, the PM flip is his term for the car flip, which is a great stunt, and we can't get enough of it. Finally, Gudmundur Sturluson says, totally agree with you on Smoke, Blue in the Face as well. And yeah, Jonah Fish suggests the Dan Aykroyd section, which is definitely the future. So yeah, that is the comment section. I hope I didn't drag that on too long, but it's really interesting to see what people are saying. And we got a still for you. What do we got? Oh yeah, we're going to tie in the still. Going to tie in the prizes with some what we've talked about. We talked about Jim Wynorski last week, didn't we, in his section? And we talked about Ross Clarkson this week with his new film, The Last Kumite. So I'm going to throw in a sealed copy of the out-of-print Blu-ray of Replicant, which features our feature-length documentary and also a commentary we did, and an interview with Ross Clarkson, which is really cool. So yeah, you can win Replicant sealed Blu-ray, and you can also win the very in-demand Militia, the Jim Wynorski film with Dean Cain. It's not 97p anymore, it might be 98p, but still, it'll give you a taster of the coolness of the Jim Wynorski hardware films, which, yeah, needs to be done. Anyway, here's the still. Don't forget, you're looking at my basic store inventory. There are no genre movies here, no horror, no sci-fi, no world cinema. And don't forget, I have director sections and actor sections in pockets around the store. See how you do. Yeah, find me a few guesses, and yeah, keep commenting because it's really cool. And we'll move on quickly, because we are dragging this out, to look at a couple of Sleeping Giants. Okay, I'm going to speed through a Sleeping Giant section here. Had the great pleasure of watching, well, not a great pleasure, it's pretty traumatic. Yeah, really traumatic. Of watching Harvey Keitel in the new series on TV, The Tattooist of Auschwitz, which was just breathtaking piece of work, really good, really compelling, amazing story. Harvey was great. I can't believe he was 85 in a month or two. 85. Yeah, it just reminded me of, like, obviously, Harvey had that great peak in the wake of Reservoir Dogs, made some really interesting choices. And he's a great actor. I absolutely think he's just a brilliant, brilliant actor. And there's loads of films of Harvey's that just don't really get much attention. This is one. It's a really, really funny comedy called Crime Spree with Gerard Depardieu. I think this is a great little comedy. Didn't do much when it came out, but like I say, I think it's really cool. It's directed by Brad Merman, who directed Truth or Consequences New Mexico with Kiefer Sutherland, and he directed he wrote Truth or Consequences, I think, and he wrote Resurrection, the really cool Seven rip-off Christopher Lambert film, which is just amazing, directed by Russell Mulcahy. But yeah, Crime Spree is not streaming in the UK, and I think if you want a light-hearted bit of entertainment, then that is great. I think it's a cool movie. How about this one? Why oh why oh why? I mean, look at these. Look at them. They're going for a fortune on eBay. When are the Lemon Popsicle films going to get put on to Blu-ray, or at least a half decent DVD? These are some of the most... No. These are the most shockingly mastered DVDs I've ever seen in my life. I forget which one of the sequels it was. It might be been the first Lemon Popsicle film, but there's a couple of scenes where characters are talking, face to face, and only one of the characters, it's on a twofer. There's two characters in the shot, and you can't see the other character. You can only see one person talking on the left hand of the screen, and they're talking to no one because the image has been cropped so severely. Shocking discs that were put out originally by Black Horse Entertainment and Jeff Films, shocking label. And yeah, but yeah, I'm guessing the music rights is holding up a bit. I know there is a lot of music in these movies, but it would be great. I know we've got The Last American Virgin, which at least is some way a piece of this, but the Lemon Popsicle films really could do with someone grabbing them and putting them out on a really cool box set, because they're such great fun. They're incredibly inappropriate, but they're really good fun. This is what I think. What was the one? The video store next door, when I was a kid, used to have one of the sequels. I forget which one it was, but my dad used to rent it for me repeatedly, because as a 14-year-old boy it was really interesting. I think it was Up Your Anchor. Yeah, well, enough said. So yeah, Lemon Popsicle, not streaming anywhere. It is available here if you want to stomach the crappy DVD transfer and the shocking framing. But if you haven't heard them, check them out. They're really funny films, but probably haven't aged all that well in terms of what's proper. Finally, the worst sleeve known to man. The original poster was far better than this. It's Getting Away with Murder. It's another Dan Aykroyd film. Sorry for bombarding you with Dan Aykroyd films. Probably the one Dan Aykroyd film you've never seen. I remember Roger Ebert's review of it when it came out. It did play theatrically in '96. Roger Ebert's first line was, here's a film that tries to find comedy in the Holocaust. And it's true. It does try and find comedy in the Holocaust. It's very ill-advised. Some bits of it work tremendously well. But yeah, Jack Lemmon plays a former, or a war criminal, a former Nazi, who needs to be tried for war crimes. And Dan Aykroyd is a next door neighbour, and he's convinced, well, no one else is convinced, but Dan Aykroyd is the only person convinced that he is a former SS soldier, and so looks to out him, and hilarity ensues. It's not bad. There are some good parts of this. I think it's aged quite well. Oh yeah, they spelled Dan Aykroyd's name wrong on the cover as well. This is the Dutch edition. Good grief. Shocking. But yeah, interesting one for you. Interesting threesome as part of our Sleeping Giants. None of these are streaming. And after that, you might say, well, rightfully so. But I would go for some of these, because I think they're fun. 3 comedies ish. Right, we're dragging on, aren't we? So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get off. Don't forget, you can follow the store on Facebook and Instagram by typing in Snips Movies to the search bar. You can follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter. My username is @TheDaveWain. And yeah, just keep the comments coming. It's really cool to hear from you. Yeah, tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't want to see. Tell me that I need to edit these down to 3-minute bite-sized TikToks or whatever, which I won't do, of course. But yeah, I'm going to go home. I'm going to play my Alibris films tonight, have a look. And yeah, this was fun. So thank you for joining me. I will see you again in 7 days' time.